race relations are so bad now, you try to go in a lot of black areas, they'll tell you, get your butt out of there. Or ask you, what are you doing in here? And you see, when things get so tribal, ladies and gentlemen, across the board, with whites, blacks, whatever, whites are going to stay back from blacks, not because they dislike black people, but because they're scared. And Louis Farrakhan liked what I said when I got in Piers Morgan's face and said that was a good message, that we wouldn't turn our guns in. That's the weird thing about him. He says a lot of stuff that I agree with and a lot I don't agree with. And let me say what I don't agree with Louis Farrakhan. And Louis Farrakhan listens to the show. We've talked to their people, tried to get them on the show. They listen. Why would you blame Arab and Chinese shopkeepers who I agree are coming into your predominant, neighborhoods that you were forced into, 100 years ago, and they're taking the money, a lot of it out. They probably live 10 miles away because there's a market there. No one's starting a business there. No one's starting a shop there. Big corporations aren't, because you try to. People say, what are you gentrifying things for? And people get mad at that. So it just becomes this thing where everything is seen as bad, so nothing can be accepted. Nothing can make things any better. And Louis Farrakhan does preach for blacks to start their own businesses and support them, and that's a good thing, but where are they? Where are they? Because if the blacks shopped only at black-owned shops, and those black-owned shops gave them the products they wanted, then you would have black communities again. By the way, before segregation ended, I'm not defending segregation. The media always says, if somebody brings this up, you're defending it. No, I'm not. I'm talking about facts here. They replaced one evil with another. Blacks did own their own shops, their own restaurants, their own hotels, their own bars, their own country clubs, their own everything. And they were getting extremely economically powerful, their own universities. And so the Democratic Party of the Ku Klux Klan, this is all on record, there's LBJ letters, came in and took it over and brought money in and community organizers and took you over and did a job on you. And now they're going to do a job on everybody else. With a gangster, sick, murder, cop killer culture, so that the whole country becomes a giant prison. That's the game plan. You want to be successful? Learn how to be polite, learn how to be honorable, learn how to dress nice, learn how to show up on work on time, and you will rise in this society, period. May take 5 years, may take 10 years. But not if you get a big fat criminal record, which they want you to get. Yeah, the system's predatory. Yeah, the system wants to destabilize the black community. And I'm talking to Larry Elder, I can see from his perspective what he's saying about Iraq, because he believes in the system. No, the West destabilized Arab nations. The West overthrew Mohammed Mossadegh in '53, who was pro-America but wanted to keep the oil money for their people and turn them into an Americanized rich country. And so our government overthrew him. Not our government in total, but the criminals that run it. The same government that has MTV deploying gangster hip-hop targeting non-inner city kids. I don't care what color they are. Let me tell you, all the inner city mannerisms, all the thug culture, there's a thug culture in white people, thug culture in black people, you name it. Your kid starts adopting that, they'll adopt the friends, they'll adopt the culture, they'll end up in jail. You want to be successful? Stay away from anything on MTV. You want to be successful? Stay away from anything the public schools are promoting. Anything that you see on television. The whole agenda. The whole agenda. Be selfish, only care about yourself, be narcissistic. The whole society's coming down, folks. And those of us that work hard, keep our heads screwed on straight, we better start joining together and supporting each other. You better support libertarian media. You better support folks that promote anti-communism and the rest of it, because we have a hierarchical oligarchy that's totalitarian ruling over our culture. We have rich, ultra-rich that are offshore, above the law, tax-exempt, that want socialism and collectivism and communism to control us, to make us domesticated slaves. It is the oligarchical collectivism, to quote George Orwell. A bunch of communist leaders with private jets and palaces, and all of us live in cardboard boxes. And they call that liberal. No, it is total tyranny.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy from Phil's Gang. If you've been nervous about investing in the current stock market, then you need to listen up. Phil's Gang is having a free webinar on Saturday, September 13th. That's going to be at noon Eastern Time. You're going to learn how to invest in this type of market. Not just the stock market, but you're going to be investing in yourself. Don't miss it. To sign up, go to LearnStocksForFree.com. That's LearnStocksForFree.com or call 877-600-4264.
Silver has always been nature's very own antibiotic, and only one system allows you to generate an endless supply of natural silver solutions. SilverLungs.com. You'll find no wild claims or pseudoscience, just a lifetime of nano-sized pure silver solutions. The Silver Lungs generator allows you to make your own, so stop paying for silver solutions. The unique lung delivery system targets respiratory infections where other silver solutions simply cannot reach. See the Silver Lungs generator and lung delivery system at SilverLungs.com. That's SilverLungs.com.
A 30-day GMO-free emergency food supply for only $99 at 30dayfoodsupply.com. You can purchase Oregon Trail Foods' 1-month supply of high-quality, nutritious, and healthy emergency meals. For less than $100, these vegetarian meals are naturally high in fiber, carbs, and protein, and they're packed with oxygen absorbers in Mylar pouches. They're completely free of any artificial flavors and colorings, have a 20-year shelf life, and take up to 70% less space than number 10 cans. They even offer a gluten-free option. Oregon Trail Foods and 30dayfoodsupply.com keep prices low by buying directly from the producers in Oregon and then passing the savings to you. Purchase a 30-day, 90-serving emergency food supply for only $99 this month, and $10 ships your entire order. Visit the website at 30dayfoodsupply.com or call 541-229-0010. That's 30dayfoodsupply.com, where they make preparedness affordable. 30dayfoodsupply.com.
Global warming purports rising CO2 levels, while evolution describes mutated DNA. The fraudulent sciences describe effects of iron poisoning and copper depletion. As generations are iron poisoned and copper deprived, the DNA has mutated and weakened as blood types A, B, and O. These blood types and rhesus factor are falsely used as evidence of evolution. Humans were created solely with blood type AB negative. Fraudulent science purports mutated DNA coupled with rising CO2 levels in blood are causing humans to go into extinction. In truth, humans are being methodically exterminated by iron poisoning and copper depletion. Blood type AB is on the Shroud of Turin and matches the healthy population. They claim this is evidence they are from the line of Christ and thus are his Christ. They are from the lines that were disinherited 2,000 years ago, and now they claim to be his Christ. For further information, go to unveilingthem.com. That is UNVEILING them.com. Unveilingthem.com.
In today's unstable environment, self-protection is critical. Civil unrest, riots, looting, it's happening now right here in the United States, and your rights are at risk. If passed, H.R. 5344 would ban Level 3 and above body armor. Katie Armor is standing up for you. We offer the most affordable Level 3 body armor on the market. Katie Level 3 armor withstands pistol and rifle hits up to 7.62 NATO. Get yours at katiearmor.com. That's CATI armor.com. Katie Armor. Come and take it.
That's the sound of your door being kicked in by an intruder with a single kick. Criminals know that your wooden door frames are weak and your alarm system can't keep them out. That's the sound of the same door now protected by the Door Sentinel. Standard locks, deadbolts, and alarm systems can't prevent forced entry. Harden your door and door jam with a Door Sentinel. Protect your home now at mysafedoor.com. Go to mysafedoor.com for a special limited time offer. The Door Sentinel, your home's first line of defense.
Ira Hayes.
We're going right to your phone calls and then back into news, but breaking in the last few minutes at Infowars.com. Judicial Watch put this out last night. I haven't seen anybody else pick it up. So Kit Daniels wrote a story about it for PrisonPlanet.com and Infowars.com. On top of them claiming all the emails got destroyed, and then when they went, well, there's backups on the hard drive. Oh, well, those got damaged or destroyed. Now they've destroyed her BlackBerry. The government-issued BlackBerry. It is so obvious that it's obstruction of justice. They've already been caught lying. It's time for her to be indicted by a grand jury. Grand juries in the state she lives can indict her for stuff like this if the feds won't do it. And look at how they've indicted Rick Perry for following state law and threatening to withhold state funding of a state-funded program if the head of the group did not step down here in Travis County. I mean, that's what a governor can do. That's what a veto's for. And everybody knows I'm not a big fan of Rick Perry. If he'd have been indicted for pushing Merck vaccine and you could prove he got money, then I'd be all for it, quite frankly. But they're attacking constitutional government when they do this. But notice, Lois Lerner's not in any trouble. No one, remember a grand jury indicted Bill Clinton? A grand jury started questioning him specifically. And then it moved on to impeachment, but nothing happened. IRS destroys Lerner's BlackBerry during Congressional Tea Party probe. More proof of criminal wrongdoing by IRS. Yeah, more proof of a criminal conspiracy to cover all this up. I'll cover it more after calls. Let's go to your phone calls. Bob in Texas, you want to talk about the earthquake? Go ahead.
Hi, Alex. I've got some very interesting information for your audience. Did you know that Mel Gibson, before he was shot down in Hollywood, was trying to make a movie about Fatima?
I did know that he was making a movie about that.
Yes, and do you know what the crux of it was? It was that the third secret of Fatima portended a natural disaster that would affect the entire planet.
I knew he was working on that, and I know that's what some of the Catholics that follow that believe. But I think Mel Gibson did get ganged up on, but I think he kind of shot himself down being drunk and, you know, saying some of those things. I mean, you know, that is, and then what he did with his wife. I mean, have you heard those recordings? And I'm not, I mean, again, I know the Gibson family. I'm not going to get into it. I've liked Mel Gibson. I like his family. They're good people. I just think that maybe they did go after him because he's making that. I don't know. What do you think?
Well, I tried to get a question into you on your Sunday show. My theory is, and it's well supported, that the terrorism was created to get us under control before this natural disaster they know is coming.
Oh, yeah, you called and actually cut you off. That's right. Well, undoubtedly, they feel like they need total control because society is big and complex, and there's a lot of danger. And I could see some control and contingency plans for natural disasters or whatever the case is. The problem is the globalists are predatory. They've stolen their money. They're trying to dumb people down, so they have bad will. Like there's goodwill, and then you do something wrong, but it was done in goodwill, still a problem. The globalists are very bad people and are the last folks that I want running things. That's my perspective on that.
Luciferians, we know that, and they know their time is short. And they know this disaster is coming, and they've got to get control of us before they retreat down into their underground bunkers to ride this thing out.
I know this. They've never been building more bunkers than now worldwide, and the elite's acting like it's the end of the world or something, and they're digging in everywhere, and they're just don't care what we think anymore, and stuff is getting weird. I agree with you. And the super volcano is showing all the signs. It's active again in Yellowstone, and it will basically destroy most of the country if it goes off. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but it is a possibility. They have shark warnings in Florida when you might get a few dozen people bit on the foot every year. Maybe one person killed a year off the coast of Florida. They have shark flags for an imaginary threat. But then if you talk about earthquakes, you're a weirdo. When earthquakes kill hundreds of thousands a year. I mean, tsunamis kill tens of thousands a year. And you talk about it, oh, shut up, fearmonger. We already had a reactor hit by a tsunami and an earthquake, and 4 of the 6 reactors totally blew up. The 5th was damaged. And the media covered that up. I mean, it's just crazy town. And I just want these reactors shut down that are on fault lines. If they want to build new, modern, safer ones somewhere else, that's fine. Just stop building them on every fault line. You look at a map of reactors, it's like they only build them on fault lines. It's like a crazy person or the devil. I guess this one they're really worried about is in Diablo Canyons. So I guess we're going to come back with more calls. Stay with us.
We're on the march. The Empire's on the run. Alex Jones and the GC